women or men are suffering from relationship abuse. Hi everyone, my name is Sindy V King. Welcome to my channel. I am so excited to be here, and it has been a very long time to be coming on here to make a video, specifically a very sensitive topic. And the sensitive topic I really want to talk about is relationship abuse. I think in the media there's certain things that we kind of smooth things out, but I think it's such a really important topic to talk about, because it's not only about myself, but it's also for many women or men are suffering from relationship abuse. It happens either both ways. If you ever contemplate anybody degraded you in any sense or belittle you verbally, and it doesn't always has to be the physical scars that we have to hold within our body to consider it to be abuse. And I think it's really important here, and a lot of people are afraid, especially if you're in a relationship with someone is controlling you, abusing you, neglecting you in a way, and in a dehuman way. I think it's so important to reach out for help. Not only you're doing it for anybody except for yourself, and it's all about self-worth at the end of the day. There's so many people out there, especially in the community of a coaching community, about talking about femininity, but there's not a lot of people who wants to talk about the masculine part. And it's important, especially, to have a masculine side, and that's the side that can be good or can be bad. And the masculine side is there to protect you. And especially if you're in a female body, your masculine side is worthy. It's important. It's there to protect you. It's there to help you, to nurture you and better. And we're not coming off in a negative way. So that's just simply, you're not coming in a hurting way in order to defend yourself. There's so many people out there thinking the masculine side, especially if it's a female, that it's not important. Yes, it is important. If your masculine side is not strong enough to leave the relationship, to defend yourself, to protect yourself, and that's including children. That's why it's so important to have a nice masculine side. We also can take care of our kids, protect our kids, defend our kids, you know? I think it's so degrading that some of our community, especially saying our feminine side is not enough. And what about our masculine side? I think it's so important to have our masculine side. I think there's not enough topics about talking about the feminine side or how we balance both. And I think it's important to have both. You know, if you are masculine, over masculine, maybe you don't know how to learn how to be receptive to your partner when they're doing great things for you. And that's including for our men as well. A man needs to be able to be receptive in a way that he appreciates her service or her way of doing great things for him. And if he feels a way of nurturing is to consider of sabotaging, it could be hurtful. So he's not being able to be receptive or being comfortable about when things are great. And that's not a healthy masculine. Doing all day and all long, it's not healthy. That's why I allow men to have caves. Man caves is because they can decompress. It's not always about doing. And it's the same thing for a masculine woman. It's not all about competing all the time. And it's not all about being not only receptive, it's also about being the balance of both. And I hear this so many times that when a woman is considered to be abused, she is being receptive. I don't think so. Being a woman is also the biggest veto is no. The feminine quality energy is all about the word no. The masculine is all about yes. So when you say yes to being abused, absolutely, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're also hurting the quality of life that you can really potentially live. I talk a lot about creating lasting love, and that's what I'm all about. I think it's so important if you are being physically, emotionally abused, it's time for you to get up and leave. And it's okay not to come back. And no matter what this person may say, yes or no, manipulating you to come back, I think it's really important here when you leave, it's okay. There is a better side of the other world. I promise you that. Figuring out money could be doable. We can get a coach, to help you to finance your new life. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think too many people are so afraid to leave is because they lose that balance. We don't need anybody to complete ourselves. We need to complete ourselves. You're in a healthy relationship because you're a whole person, not because you have to be always in the family. It's the balance of both. I think that's where it's mostly important than anything else. And if you are being physically abused in any circumstance, please don't be hesitate to call the police. If ever in doubt, call the police. I think safety is the most important and precious in this life. And I think it's so degrading that people don't recognize that safety and just having a healthy life for yourself is important. If you can't do it for your kids, if you can't do this for your kids, and you can't do it for yourself, then you need to recognize this. The what if. The minute if you walk out that door, if things were actually better, if really, and we all have that fear if the grass is greener on the other side. You never know until you step out, and I take that encouragement. I want you to take that encouragement to do that. It's not easy. I've been there myself, for sure. So I'm speaking from my experience. It's never easy to walk away in an abusive relationship. Whatever reason it is, drinking, alcohol, drugs, mental illness, you gotta step up to your standard. And if you grew up in this sort of environment as a child, and that's considered to be normal, watching, your parents getting beat up, hurt, abused, and that's maybe your comfort zone, but it doesn't have to be that way. I learned this from astrology. We all have our negative side. We all have our demon side. It's how we show it. How we actually carry ourselves, how we deal with it, right? We all have our other half of the side, which are shadow side, whatever you want to call it, or darker side or demon side. It's how we treat each other. I think at the end of the day, it's all about self-worth. What kind of life do you really want? I want you to take the courage to really step out. If you are fear of leaving, I always recommend you always either contact the police. That's an option to get you into a safe place. Stay somewhere that he will never find you. Don't respond. Don't contact them. And it doesn't matter if you're a male or female. I think it's really important if you have kids inside. I think it's really important to create a place of safe, for sure. You have to do it more than just for yourself. You can do it for your kids. They don't deserve this. They don't know any better. And if you're a female, they really want you to channel your masculine side. And that's the side that says, yes, I'm ready to leave today. There's no more time to write in your journal about what they did or what kind of markings they made on your body. That scar will forever hurt you than anything else if you don't make a change today. The reason why I'm coming on here to talk about this is not only for myself, because I talk to clients, and I have heard this so many times over and over again, why women don't stand up for themselves, and they're over masculate when they say no, and they continue to get that abuse over years. We're talking over 20 years or 30 years, because they're afraid to leave. They didn't know that that was not appropriate. And it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart to hear that over the phone when I'm talking to clients about, what if you can make a better life for yourself? What if there is a real lasting love that you really want to create, and not necessarily the current partner you have right now? You know, I always believe in to get support, call for help. You know, I've been into a situation where abuse was actually happening in the relationship. And not only this, I voiced this to his family. And no matter what, how I voice it, it wouldn't matter. And it's not your place to rescue them. And that's the biggest thing. It's not your place to rescue them. You can't change people if they're not ready to change. They have to see it themselves. And the moment you rescue them, I think it's not only dangerous, but you're going to be stuck in the rescue position or patterns. I made a video in this as well about mental illness, about 5 non-negotiable, and that's your biggest plan. That's your biggest plan, is the moment you recognize your 5 non-negotiable, what is considered to be worth in a partner, and when to walk out. Nobody's 100% perfect. I want to let you know that. There is no perfect out there. But if they're good enough at 51%, and we're talking about immoral, unethical, or illegal, and I strongly say that all the time in a lot of my videos about, if it's not immoral, unethical, or illegal, then you have to negotiate the quality of the character of the person, if they are worth it or not. And so if they're doing immoral and unethical, I encourage you to leave, not even challenge you. I don't want you to challenge yourself. I don't want you to go back. It's not worth it. That being said, no matter what happens in the relationship, the only safety net is within your body, is you. You create that. That's in your heart. The safest place that you can be is in your heart. There is no better safe place that you will find in this world, or home, or house, no matter what. It's in your internal heart. And that being said, you can't change anybody except for yourself. So that being said, I want to conclude this video, and I want to encourage you to get the support that you need. And this is the reason why I'm making this video, and this is why my channel is so important. And if you have been abused and you left, and there was a better outcome in your life, or the struggle and the journey of finding your own identity, I love to hear that. Leave a comment down below. You know, I think it's so important to do that. It just starts with the writing, and that's the plan. And if you are currently in an abusive relationship, I want you to take the courage to get the support. If it's not myself, then please go find somebody local to start with. There's always counseling that could be available for you to start off with a plan to help you to get into a safe place. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, because I make videos every week, and I'm looking forward to hearing your comments. And I'm so sorry this topic is a little bit a downer, but I think it's such a valuable topic that needs to be discussed, because it's not about being feminine. I think it's all about also equally masculine. And yes, we can talk about. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends because sharing is caring. If you want my help in your relationship or dating situation, you can always book a time with me. Check out the link below. To stay in touch, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell button so you can be notified when I post new videos. Please go ahead, hit the like button because it encouraged me to create more contents like this every week for you. If you have an ideas for a video, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.